Welcome into another segment of Juice Box Chats. You're never going to believe it, but today, here with me is the Taryn Vanderford. She's going to be my co-host for the day. Very happy to have you here, Taryn. Thanks for joining me.
I'm glad to be here. This will be fun.
Yes, because today we're talking about Christmas, of course, and all of the festivities around the holiday season. And we wanted to talk about memories that we've had with our kids. And, we have kids at very different stages of life, very different ages. So we thought we'd have a lot of different experiences to share with you all and kind of connect with all of the viewers.
Yeah, because when you told me to come on here and talk about, memories and everything, and you called it Juice Box Chats, I was like, well, my kids are more into the lattes, more of a coffee chat,
Yes. Hey, it's still a breakfast beverage. It works. But
Just to let kids know ages. So my kids are now 20 and 23.
right.
And years ago here on 1011, we did something called Moms Every Day. And at that point, we had to write blogs about our kids. And so I was always sharing memories at the different phases. And my kids were probably maybe 4 and 7 then. So a little bit more of your age range. So I'll have to kind of think back now on some of those memories.
That's really sweet, though. But you know what? No matter their age, they're always your baby. Right? So we'll dig up some of those fun stories and memories maybe that you haven't shared in a long time. It'll be really special for our viewers today. So really, I guess I wanted to start with knowing, I always think it's interesting for families around the holidays, everyone seems to have their own traditions. Are there any traditions that your family, every time around the holidays, Christmas, that you guys try to do every year, maybe when the kids were younger, or maybe you've continued them as your kids have gotten older?
Well, growing up, I had a real Christmas tree. I don't know what you had.
Well, we had a fake one when I was growing up, but now my husband's family always had a real tree, so now we have real trees.
Yes. Okay. Kind of like with us. So John always had a fake tree, artificial tree. We had a real one. And so for years, we just had this artificial tree that we bought when we lived in Knoxville, Tennessee. So that was kind of a nice memory, took us back to Knoxville.
Yeah.
But Olivia, when she was a little bit older, she's like, Mom, I really want to do a real tree. So I'm like, okay. So there's a place called Walnut Grove Tree Farm.
Okay.
And it's just out kind of by Raymond. And so we would go out there and find our own tree. So we've been doing that for, I don't know, the last 8 years or so. And so now we have 2 trees.
Oh, okay. But see, that's magical. Now, at that tree farm, is that a place where you go and you pick it out and they cut it down for you? Or
You cut it yourself. So you go out and you take your own little trailer thing, I guess they call it, a little sled type of thing, and you roll that out there. And you can take your dog. So we take our dog with us. And then you take your own saw. So they have a saw there. And so we'll go and try to figure out what tree. I prefer the fir trees. I don't know if you have a favorite. Like, I don't want the needles too prickly.
Oh, yeah, I get that. I guess I don't really have a favorite as long as they smell good. I love the scent of the fresh Christmas trees.
And so we pick out this fir tree. And so we'll go around and figure out which one we like. And then when we said that's the one, then John will go down there and saw it off. And then you put it back in this little cart, and then you roll it out. And then I think they price it by height.
Okay.
So one year John was trying to saw off the top of the tree.
Make it a little shorter, save a little money.
Yeah, so he could save some money. I'm like, where are we going to put the star now? But he was all about saving some cash. So sorry, John. But anyway, after you're done, you can then go and get hot chocolate or apple cider. They have a cute little log cabin where you take that. Then you put it on your car, you take it back home. And so now that tree is in our main living room, and that's become the tree where we put all of the kids' ornaments that they've made over the years, and those
like
kind
the
of
memory
sentimental.
tree.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I have a nice tree, which is in the front of the house, which is more of my, beautiful tree, perfect tree, whatever you want to call it. That's the fake tree.
Where you can kind of change the decorations, follow trends or something too.
But I haven't done that for years just to save money.
Yeah. Oh,
I would like to.
Yeah, it gets expensive. We actually tried Prior Pines here in East Lincoln for the first time this year. We'd never been there before. Beautiful trees as well. We had a great time. Didn't pick the best day weather-wise, so we didn't spend a ton of time there. It was like sleeting on us and really cold, and the kids were done. But we got the most beautiful tree from out there too. So I love the new trees, the real trees.
Real ones.
Yes. We started a tradition a few years ago with our real trees. If you are a fan of real trees, we've started cutting off, after you're done, obviously, after Christmas, we cut off the end of it. And I've saved a slice of each tree through the years. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Someday I'm going to come up with a really creative idea that's going to be awesome. But right now I'm just saving them for something.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I started doing that, but I don't know where I put those pieces. But, when you're done with the tree, I always try to keep it up maybe even a week after New Year's or so. But I believe is it the Boy Scouts? There's a group that comes by and picks them up.
Yep, it's the Boy Scouts. Our tree from Prior Pines came with a note saying like what days you can put them out on your curb where they will come and pick them up.
And that's nice. I love that service.
That is great.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's one of my favorite memories is basically the tree. So
I love that. We always try every year to make some holiday cookies too. So we have a few recipes that we always do, and then we try different ones each year. And the kids always like decorating some or, having those to put out for Santa too.
have you had the wreath ones? The wreath cookies, they're made out of cornflakes and they're green.
No.
And then you can put little red hots on them.
I bet that's
My grandma
cute.
made those. Jennifer's like, yes, I know. My grandma made them, and then my mom made them. So I try to make those, but they're super cute. But yeah, we would put those out for Santa. Like we'd have a couple different cookies and maybe carrots for the reindeer.
The reindeer.
And then some milk. And then growing up on the farm, we had haystacks. And so we'd always write on the note, the reindeer can help themselves to the hay.
I love that. I love
And then the next morning, there would be a hole in the haystack. So I was like,
Magic.
That's pretty cool.
Magic. Oh, I love that. You know who I really admire around the holidays is the parents who do the elf on a shelf.
We did that for many years.
Have you? That takes so much commitment. I'm not sure. I don't know that I could do that. And
Well, and
coming
then
up
you-
with new ideas every day,
Yes.
that's a lot.
Yes. And like one time, I think the elf teepeed the Christmas tree with toilet paper.
Nice.
Right? But, and then I think it made a snow angel one day with flour on the countertop. So you try to get creative.
Yeah.
Or the elf does, I should
But
say.
I mean, even year to year, that's a lot of
So
ideas.
have you started it? Oh,
Nope.
the elf does not.
The elf
come
has
to your
not
house
visited
yet.
our house. I'm hoping he doesn't come visit, or the children don't want him to come visit because that's a lot, And my son, his birthday is in the middle of December, so I feel like I'm already rocking a lot of events and planning a lot of things. Having to do that every day seems daunting to me.
Well, and it's smart. Whoever came up with this concept of an elf, it's pretty smart because I remember we would come home from like Christmas Eve service or whatever, and if my brother and I were fighting in the back seat,
Yeah.
my dad would be like, "Be careful! I just saw an elf," and he'd act like the elf was actually watching us,
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that is smart. And then sometimes, we'd be fighting at night. It sounds like my brother and I fought all the time. You know how that is.
Oh, yeah.
And we would hear like a knock on the window. And my parents are like, the elves are watching. So, it's,
like
it's
that.
smart that
Yeah.
you would think about that.
Yep. Oh, the holidays are just so much fun with the kids. I get with your children when they were younger. Do you have a specific memory or a year that really sticks out to you that was one of your favorites, or maybe a gift they got where you just really nailed it on what would make their year? Something like that.
Well, I remember my mom telling me, when the kids are little, that's when the magic is here.
oh yeah.
Because on Christmas morning they run down and their eyes are just big as saucers,
Yeah.
And then, it's sad when the magic kind of dwindles because that is a special time. I remember Olivia being into the American Girl stuff. I don't know
Oh,
if you've
yes.
entered that yet. It's
Not quite
about
yet.
8,
Not
I
quite
think.
yet. Yep.
And she would sit there with her little catalogs and just circle everything she wanted. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if Santa can buy all the American Girl stuff.
That's so cute. That's like somebody asked Aurora recently. So she's 5.5, and they asked her recently what she was going to ask Santa for, and she goes, "I don't know. Mom's already getting me everything else, so I don't know." I was like, "What?" So apparently, we need to dial back the amount of gifts she thinks she's getting. So
Well, and then going to Santa, that's a good memory too when they sit on the lap, because I remember there was one, we went to church and Santa was there and Olivia was maybe 2 and so Jacob was 5, and she did not like Santa. Like she was freaking out. So the kids just actually sent me the picture today where she's like reaching for me like this and crying really hard, and I'm like, oh, that's
Yep.
And then Jacob's just staring at him like, who are you?
I bet that's priceless.
Those are priceless. For
Yeah.
as a mom in the moment, you're like, this is not my perfect photo I had dreamed up.
Right.
But now looking back, that is the perfect photo.
It's special. Yeah. I think we're going next weekend to see Santa. I'm going to try to get that in really quickly before Christmas. But I have a couple like that of Aurora when she was younger, where she is just screaming and crying when we were going to see Santa. And I feel like it's in that 1 to 3 range.
Yes.
And that's exactly where my son Riot is. He's turning 2 tomorrow. So I have a feeling he will not like Santa this year. Last year, he was enough of a baby that Santa could just kind of hold him and he would just kind of stare and be like, "What's going on, Mom?" But I feel like he will be screaming at Santa this year. So we'll see
You
how
got
it
to
goes.
take those pictures then, right?
Yes, yes. Well, and I know for a lot of folks this year, making the holiday special, making Christmas special for your kids, it's coming with a hefty price tag because of inflation and just so many costs that have gone up over the years. And so I feel like folks are struggling this year.
Yeah, and so we have Jennifer Davidson here today. She is a professor of economics at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. And Jennifer's going to step in now to talk about some tips on how you can make the holiday special if you don't want to spend a lot of money, and how you can think about next year and saving so that when it comes to Christmas time, you're prepared. Like you have that little area of money that you can use for Christmas. So Jennifer is here now. Jennifer, good to see you.
For having me. Appreciate being here.
I remember years ago, you were one of our experts on Moms Every Day.
That was really fun.
When was that? When did we do that? Was that around 2010, 2012?
Yeah, in that range.
Yeah.
Pre 2015, I don't know.
Yeah.
It went on for a while though too. It was a really fun segment.
It-
So
yeah.
I'm glad this is back.
Yeah, Moms Every Day was a big deal here for basically all of Gray. We all had stations doing it, yeah. And so you were one of our experts. You were always talking about ways to be financially smart, okay? And I know a lot of people can struggle with that, especially this time of year, because you want to make the memories at Christmas time and you think it comes in a package.
There's a
But
lot of pressure.
yeah, but you're saying it doesn't have to be all wrapped up to be a memory.
Correct. And it probably won't be because do you remember the presents you got when you were little?
No,
I don't,
you're
right?
right.
Right? But those memories, those experiences, that time with family, that's what's really precious and that's what's fleeting, right? They grow up so quickly and you hear that all the time.
I know we've been telling Megan that. It's like they grow up really fast.
Yeah.
And when you're living in the moment,
Doesn't feel like
it
it.
doesn't feel like it. And all of a sudden you're like, how are they 20 already?
Yeah.
I know. So let's talk about, I know you were watching The Grinch the other day, that movie.
I was, and it really got to me. It
And-
really,
And how Christmas maybe doesn't come from a store. So touch on that for folks.
maybe Christmas means just a little bit more. And really, I feel like it really does, right? I mean, Christmas is more than the presents. This is a time for us to really focus on each other and focus on family and do things really together, creating those memories, that's where the magic comes from, right? If we can try to do that. So my suggestion for families at this time of year when it's so expensive, everything's really expensive, is to take the focus off of the gifts. What's really the meaning of the season? What does Christmas mean to you? What are your values? Is it the birth of Christ? Is it Hanukkah? Whatever that is, really focus on those things and take it away from the gifts.
What about going overboard for Christmas? Because I think parents think that, oh, you can't just give one or two gifts. You have to have
Yeah.
so many gifts from you, so many gifts from Santa to kind of prolong the moment of the Christmas morning miracle, how it's so special.
Yeah, so lots of ideas for that. First, pre-Christmas, so way back in January or starting this coming January when Christmas is over, make a budget for yourself. I know it's so boring, right? But it's so important, and we just have to talk about it all the time. So if you save a little bit every month throughout the year, then when December gets here, you'll have that pool to draw from, and that can be your Christmas.
Where do you put that money?
So for me, I'm a spender, Taryn. I don't know if you know this about me, but I have to be so purposeful, and I think other people do too. So I have to put it in a completely separate bank account that I don't have easy access to.
Okay.
So I transfer it out every single payday, like.
What's
put
that
away.
account for? Is it just for Christmas or is it for other special needs?
It's for a lot of what I call these lump sum things that are not monthly expenses. So I just transfer it over and I keep track on a spreadsheet. I know that's super geeky too, but you can just have a 30%. I'm just going to put that away for these things that I'm not expecting, including Christmas, right? I'm just saving a little bit every single month. And then when December gets here, I have some money to draw from. So that's my one suggestion in terms of starting and making a budget for yourself. But then let's come up with a bunch of things that really don't cost money and focus on those, right? So how about, or less presents. So we've also done you get 3 gifts, right? A want, a need, and a read. And that was a really fun few years when we did those. We didn't have a lot of money at the time, and a want, a need, and a read. And the kids loved it too.
What about people out there who say, you know what? I've got a credit card. I'm just going to put it all on that and deal with it later.
Yeah, that's hard because it feels fine at the moment, but then January comes around and now you're still dealing with Christmas and you're paying more for Christmas. That interest has accrued, and maybe it's going to take a few months to pay off. And that really diminishes the joy, I think. So it was joyful at the time and on the day of Christmas, but now you got to deal with it for a few more months.
I think there is a high that comes from
Shopping.
And
Oh, there is. It's shown. there is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So for families out there who are struggling, maybe they have lost a job this year. What do you say to them about how to make the holiday special?
So time together, board games, watch movies. One of the things we talked about the other day was go out and see the Christmas lights and play Christmas music and have hot chocolate on the way. Just make it a really special thing, but it's not costing you money. You're spending time together, which is a really precious thing to do. I have one set of family friends, they're friends, but they're doing thrifting this year, which I think is kind of unique. So they've turned it into a game where you can only buy secondhand things, but for each family member. So it's going to cost less, but it's also, they've turned it into a game to make it kind of fun.
And that's popular right now, thrifting and buying vintage clothes to wear. So that can be super fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So how can we be better next year? How do we prepare? Like, I know you said putting money away, but is it just kind of a mindset? Should it be a resolution for 2026?
Yeah, it's a really good resolution for 2026, absolutely. That you don't want to be in the same position next year, that even if it's a small amount, by the time 12 months later, it's added up. So just do this as a gift to yourself and just make a plan for it and make it a resolution.
Okay. And I know now we are moms with older children in their 20s. What do you get your kids this year? Like, what do they want for stocking stuffers?
So hopefully they're not watching this.
Well, that's true. You don't have to say exactly. What you get.
Sometimes some things they're going to know, and so that's fine. But I still do the want, need, read.
You
and
do a
little
book. You do a
extra.
book.
We do a book. The need is typically the giant thing of paper towels and toilet paper
Oh,
from
smart.
Sam's or Costco, and they love that. The first year I did that, they actually were so excited about that, which I thought was hilarious. So now that's an annual thing.
Wow. So a want, a need, and a read. You still continue to do that.
Yep. And then the want, they typically tell me a few things that they would like, so then I can pick.
Okay. And for parents out there who are watching, do you feel like they need to give a gift to the spouse? Like
The
should
spouse of the kid?
well, I'm sorry. Let's go back to the parents themselves. So,
Oh,
like, do
that's a
you
good
feel like
question.
you need to give something to your husband every year?
So there's been many years where we didn't, because we just didn't have the finances to do it. We wanted to focus on the kids. This year we could do it. It's typically one thing. We definitely do not focus on each other.
Yeah,
We just
that's
don't.
kind of how we are too. One thing, like maybe John might need a new shirt for work
Yeah,
or something like
yeah.
that. Yeah. Okay, Jennifer, anything else to wrap up?
I think that the one additional suggestion I have is a service. Do a service together. Who can we serve? It's the season of giving, so maybe incorporate that into your traditions.
And then doing the gift of experience.
Yeah.
That's always nice to go somewhere as a family, maybe go into the Lead Center to see a musical.
Yeah. Zoo Lights was really fun. We did that as our family experience this year.
Great ideas, as always, Jennifer Davidson. Thank you.
Thank you.
So much. All
Fun.
right. Well, this wraps up our Juice Box chat for 2025. We will see you again in the new year in 2026. Merry Christmas.
1011 News is everywhere. Download our smart TV apps and follow us on social media at 1011 News.